I know what some of you might be thinking. Easy for you to say. You don't know the challenges I face, the circumstances that seem to hold me back at every turn. My past failures weigh me down like an anchor, keeping me firmly rooted in place, preventing me from moving forward. But I'm here to tell you that those excuses, those self-imposed limitations, are nothing more than illusions, figments of your own mind that keep you trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, settling for far less than you are truly capable of achieving. The only thing genuinely holding you back is your mindset, your beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. Those limiting thoughts and self-doubts are the shackles that bind you, the chains that imprison your true potential. But today, right here and right now, I'm going to help you break free from those chains. I'm going to show you how to embrace a mindset that will propel you towards greatness, a mindset that will unlock doors of opportunity you never knew existed. Let me take you back to my own journey, to a time when I was lost and directionless, drifting through life with no clear purpose or ambition. I was a young man, fresh out of college, with no defined path before me. Like many of you, I was stuck in a rut, convincing myself that I wasn't cut out for success, that I simply didn't have what it takes to turn my dreams into reality. But then something happened, an event that forever altered the trajectory of my life. I stumbled upon a simple yet profound truth. Our lives are the sum total of the choices we make, the actions we take, and the mindset we cultivate day by day, moment by moment. It was a revelation that shook me to my core, shattering the self-imposed boundaries I had erected around my own potential. I realized in that moment that all the excuses I had been making, all the self-doubt and limiting beliefs I had stubbornly clung to, were nothing more than self-created prisons that kept me from reaching the heights I was truly capable of scaling. From that pivotal moment on, I made a decision, a choice that would forever change the course of my existence. I decided to take control of my life, to embrace a mindset of growth, possibility, and relentless self-improvement. I decided to constantly strive to be better than I was the day before in every aspect of my life. And let me tell you, that decision was nothing short of transformative. It was the spark that ignited a fire within me, a fire that would blaze brighter and hotter with each passing day, fueled by my unwavering commitment to personal growth and continuous self-improvement. I began to approach each new day with a sense of purpose and determination that I had never known before. I voraciously sought out knowledge and wisdom from every available source, constantly expanding my understanding and pushing the boundaries of what I believed to be possible. I surrounded myself with individuals who inspired me, who challenged me to reach higher, to dig deeper, and who held me accountable to the lofty goals I had set for myself. Their influence was like a blazing torch, illuminating the path before me and giving me the courage to traverse it, no matter how daunting the obstacles. But most crucially, I cultivated an unwavering belief in my own abilities, in my power to shape my reality through the focused application of effort and discipline. I refused to allow past failures or setbacks to define me or to place artificial limits on my potential. Instead, I embraced them as invaluable learning experiences, opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The results of this fundamental shift in mindset were nothing short of extraordinary. Doors that had once been firmly shut began to creak open, flooding my world with light and possibility. Opportunities that had previously seemed eternally out of reach suddenly became tangible, achievable goals to be pursued with single-minded determination. And slowly but surely, through consistent effort and an indomitable spirit, I began to achieve things that I had once only dreamed of, shattering the boundaries of what I had thought possible and continuously redefining my own capabilities. But here's the thing, This seismic personal transformation wasn't the result of some overnight miracle or stroke of dumb luck. It was the hard-won reward of an unwavering daily commitment to growth, to continuous self-improvement, to always striving to be better than I was the day before. You see, true success, true fulfillment, true mastery, these are not mere destinations to be reached and then abandoned. They are ongoing journeys, constant pursuits of ever higher levels of excellence, relentless drives to unlock the deepest well springs of your potential. And that's what I want you to understand today, to etch into the very core of your being. You already possess the power to achieve greatness, to overcome any obstacle, and to create a life that far exceeds your most ambitious dreams. But it starts with a fundamental shift in mindset, a decision to fully embrace the liberating truth that you can and will do it better than yesterday. Perhaps you find yourself dissatisfied with your current career, stuck in a job that no longer stokes the fires of your passion and ambition. Well, you have the power to change that, to blaze a new trail aligned with your deepest values and aspiration. You can choose to invest in yourself, to acquire new skills and expand your knowledge base, opening doors to new realms of opportunity. You can choose to network with determination, forging connections that will propel you towards roles that allow you to shine. You can choose to approach each workday with an insatiable hunger for growth, a determination to excel that will make you indispensable in any environment. Or maybe your personal relationships are suffering from neglect and lack of nurturing. Perhaps you find yourself drifting apart from the people you love most, the cherished bonds gradually fraying under the relentless strain of life's competing demand. Well, you have the power to change that too, to rekindle those vital connections and breathe new life into relationships that have faltered. You can choose to be more present, to listen with empathy and compassion, truly hearing the hopes, fears, and needs of those closest to you. You can choose to invest quality time, creating shared experiences that strengthen the ties that bind you together. And for those struggling with personal health challenges, feeling weighed down by destructive habits or a debilitating lack of energy, you too can reclaim your vitality and embrace a more vibrant way of life. You can choose to prioritize self-care, adopting a lifestyle built on sound nutritional choices and consistent exercise. You can choose to treat your body with the reverence and respect it deserves, nurturing it as the wondrous vessel that allows you to experience this great gift we call life. Do you see the common thread woven through each of these scenarios? It is the undeniable power of choice. Your ability to choose your path, to select the mindset that will shape your reality, to dictate the actions that will ultimately define your legacy. But it all begins with a single decision, one that might seem almost ridiculously simple at first glance. The decision to do it better than yesterday, each and every day for the rest of your life. Now, I can sense the uncertainty creeping into the minds of some of you. Jim, that all sounds wonderful in theory, but where do I even begin? How does one take those first tenuous steps towards crafting a better tomorrow? Well, it starts with a willingness, no, a determination to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace the fertile ground of possibility that lies beyond its restrictive boundaries. You see, growth, real, substantive growth, the kind that allows you to ascend to the loftiest heights, rarely happens within the cozy confines of your comfort zone. It is only when you are willing to stretch yourself, to take calculated risks, to stare down your fears and self-doubts with unflinching resolve, that the doors of transformation can be flung open before you. So take that first step, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem in the moment. Enroll in that class you've been putting off. Launch that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Have that difficult conversation you've been avoiding like the plague. Take action, willful, defiant action in the face of inertia and stagnation, and you will feel the momentum begin to build slowly but surely. And do not be discouraged by setbacks, failures, or momentary lapses along this journey of perpetual self-improvement. Embrace them, allow them to refine and temper your resolve like a blacksmith's hammer on white-hot steel. Because true growth, lasting transformation, mastery in any worthwhile endeavor, none of it ever follows a perfectly linear trajectory. Instead, it is an undulating path, replete with twists and turns, unforeseen challenges and obstacles to be overcome through grit, determination, and the adamant refusal to surrender your dreams to the soul-saping clutches of mediocrity. But if you stay the course, if you stand firm in your commitment to the mindset of continuous self-betterment, those setbacks will reveal themselves to be mere insignificant detours, temporary stalls in your ceaseless forward momentum. I want you to take a moment to truly imagine what your life would look like if you wholeheartedly embrace this empowering mindset of better than yesterday. A vision, the sense of pride, of accomplishment, of fulfillment that would bloom within you, knowing that each new day brings you one step closer to actualizing the grandest, most ambitious version of yourself. Imagine the ripple effect that this commitment to personal growth would have on those around you. How you would inspire your loved ones to reach for their own audacious dreams, the profoundly positive influence you would wield within your community, and the legacy of excellence you would someday leave in your wake. This is not the stuff of fantasy or idle daydreams. This is the reality that awaits you, shimmering like a priceless jewel just over the horizon when you fully commit to living by the ethos of better than yesterday. So I implore you, make that commitment today, in this very moment. Decide right here and right now that you will no longer settle for a life of mediocrity, that you will never again allow the insidious whispers of fear, self-doubt, or complacency to hold you hostage. Decide that each new day will greet you with a renewed sense of purpose and an inextinguishable determination to take one step closer to the grandest, most ambitious version of yourself, no matter what challenges or setbacks may obstruct your path. Decide that you will be relentless, uncompromising in your pursuit of growth, ever vigilant for opportunities to expand your knowledge, to refine your capabilities, to soar past the artificial boundaries you had previously accepted as immutable. Decide that you will surround yourself with individuals who lift you up, who challenge and inspire you to reach unprecedented heights of excellence. Seek out those who will hold you accountable to your loftiest standards, celebrating your triumphs while refusing to allow you to lapse into complacency or self-satisfaction. Decide that you will not merely endure the journey of continuous self-improvement, but that you will embrace it wholeheartedly, celebrating each hard-won victory while remaining eternally hungry for further growth, forever driven to ascend to new uncharted realms of potential. And perhaps most importantly of all, decide that you will approach each new day, each new challenge, with a perspective of genuine gratitude. Be thankful for the opportunity to continually refine yourself, to unearth new reserves of strength and resilience that perhaps you never knew existed within you. It is far too easy to lose sight of just how miraculous, how unspeakably precious this journey truly is. This journey of perpetual growth, of constantly redefining the boundaries of what you believe to be possible. In our frenetic, maddeningly paced world, it is all too common to become mired in an incessant state of dissatisfaction, of eternally craving the elusive next thing that will finally bring the contentment and inner peace we so desperately crave. But I'm here to remind you that the true gift, the most dazzling gem of all, is the journey itself, this ceaseless opportunity to continually recreate ourselves, to shed self-imposed limitations like a snake shedding its skin, emerging anew with each passing day. So let this day, this very moment, mark the dawning of a new era in your perpetual quest for betterment. Let it be the catalyst for a profound shift in mindset, an unyielding commitment to growth, resilience, and the unbridled pursuit of your loftiest aspirations. Let it be the day you fully embraced your power to transform your reality, to shape your destiny through the masterful application of discipline, effort, and an unshakable belief in your ability to continually outstrip your previous achievements. And as you embark on this new leg of your journey, take heart in the knowledge that you do not walk this path alone. For you are surrounded by a brotherhood and sisterhood of fellow seekers, kindred spirits who have chosen to denounce the shackles of mediocrity and to bask in the brilliant, all-encompassing light of better than yesterday. We will inspire one another, pushing each other to dream bigger, reach higher, and never allow the seeds of self-doubt or complacency to take root within our beings. We will celebrate each other's victories while refusing to allow ourselves to become complacent, to bask in the stagnant tranquility of the status quo. For we are the architects of our destiny, the sculptors crafting our own legacies through the thoughts we choose to cultivate, the actions we elect to take, and the mindsets we resolve to embody. So let us join together as one, unified in our commitment to continual self-mastery, our determination to leave this world vastly better than we found it through the ever-rippling impact of our personal growth. And when we look back from the lofty vantage point of lives lived to their fullest potential, we will do so with the profound satisfaction of knowing that we truly gave everything we had, each and every day, that we left no ounce of potential untapped, no reserve of resilience or willpower unmined in our unrelenting quest to be better than we were the day before. Is the living legacy we will bequeath to the world a legacy of growth, of courage, of the audacious belief that we can always, without fail or exception, do it better than yesterday? That is the masterpiece we will etch into the fabric of this universe for all of eternity. Do you accept this calling? Do you hear the siren song of boundless possibility reverberating through your very being, beckoning you to traverse this most miraculous of journeys? If so, then let your answer ring out in a deafening roar of commitment that will shake the heavens themselves. Let it be heard across every nation, every culture, every creed. An earth-shattering affirmation of our collective resolve to continuously outstrip the limits of what we previously deemed possible. For that is the rallying cry of the enlightened, the war chant of those who have chosen to denounce the shackles of mediocrity and to bask in the brilliant, all-encompassing light of better than yesterday. We are limitless, utterly, profoundly limitless in our potential for growth, for impact, for reshaping the borders of possibility itself. So let this day, be the dawning of your new reality. A reality sculpted and continually refined by your own thoughts, your own actions, your own unwavering commitment to be more. The world awaits, my brothers and sisters. It stands at the ready to be remodeled in your image, to become the reflecting pool for your grandest visions and loftiest ambitions. All that is required is for you to take that first defiant step outside your comfort zone and into the brilliant, endlessly expansive realm of better than yesterday. Who's with me? Who will join me in answering this immortal call to crafting a legacy of growth, of resilience, of continuously redefining the very limits of what a human being is capable of achieving? Let your voices rise up as one. A thunderous chorus of champions declaring their unshakable commitment to mastery of self, to mastery of destiny. This is our time. You mighty warriors of the soul. This is the moment when we claim our birthright as limitless creators, as unbounded architects of reality itself. So yes, 1,000 times, yes, I will do it better than yesterday, and better again tomorrow. That is my vow, my creed, the guiding star of my existence. Let this fire burn white hot within us forevermore, through every challenge and setback we may endure. For we are the unstoppable ones, the radiant beings who have claimed our power to define our own destinies. Let this revolution of the self never cease, this glorious upward spiral of perpetual growth and self-actualization. I feel the blazing passion burning within each of you. This unquenchable thirst to constantly outstrip the boundaries of what you previously deemed possible. This refusal to ever settle, to ever accept the shackles of complacency and mediocrity. Yes, let those fires burn ever brighter, hotter, allowing the searing flames of determination to reduce the ashes of self-doubt to drifting embers on the winds of change. For that is what we are, emissaries of change, catalysts for the upward evolutionary spiral of the human spirit itself. We will no longer be bound by the limits imposed by feeble minds and frail convictions. We have cast off those self-forged chains, embracing instead the liberating truth that we are boundless in our potential, that the only constraints are those which we mistakenly attach to ourselves through faulty programming and toxic thought patterns. From this day forth, we pledge to systematically dismantle those artificial limits one by one, erasing them from the slate of our consciousness through the sheer force of will and disciplined action. No more shall we afford any quarter to the insidious whispers of fear or self-imposed limitation. Where once we merely existed, allowing the tides of life to toss us about like rudderless vessels, we now take the helm and chart our own daring courses through the vast, unexplored waters of human potential. We are the master navigators, the explorers of the soul's infinite frontiers. Let the doubters and cynics have their self-constructed prisons. We shall soar far beyond their constricting walls into the boundless realm of better than yesterday, for that is our birthright, our destiny writ large across the cosmos itself. You can feel it, can't you? This quickening pulse of possibility, this swelling sense of your own immense power to reshape reality itself through the mastery of your thoughts and actions. It courses through your very veins like liquid potential, thrumming with an intensity that can barely be contained. And why should it be contained? Why should we allow these transcendent energies, this searing hunger for growth and self-actualization, to be bottled up and capped like some caustic, dangerous substance? No, we must allow this radiance to blaze forth like a supernova penetrating the cosmos, searing away the outdated belief systems and self-imposed limitations that have shackled humanity for far too long. No longer will we defer to the so-called experts and thought leaders who would have us accept predefined limits to our capabilities, their narrow vision of what is and is not possible. For too long we have abdicated the authorship of our destinies to beings with imaginations far too petite to grasp vast magnitude of our power. From this day forward, we become the architects of our own reality. We design the blueprints, we lay the foundations, we build ever skyward with unwavering and focused hands. This is our masterpiece, and it shall be a work of splendor beyond description, a monument to the limitless creative potential that courses through every fiber of our beings. Brick by brick, action by disciplined action, we construct the twin pillars of our legacy, self-mastery and perpetual growth. With every passing day, they rise taller, casting their brilliant shadows across an ever-widening sphere of influence. And as these pillars ascend towards the heavens, we too are lifted to previously unimaginable heights of perspective, of clarity, of profound self-understanding that shall serve as our lodestar as we navigate the uncharted waters that lie ahead. For make no mistake, uncharted they shall be. We are voyagers into the unknown, the daring few who have looked upon the maps of the accepted and the known and dared to proclaim there must be more. So let the maps of the timid and the small-minded burn in the brilliant flames of our imagination. We require no such limiting texts, no dogmatic prescribed paths to follow. Our path is one of trailblazing, of machete swinging through the dense overgrowth of limitation and mediocrity to forge a way where there was none before. And as we blaze this trail, we shall be met with resistance. Oh yes, the forces of inertia and fear-based stagnation will marshal their depleted energies against our onslaught of progress and growth. That is inevitable. But what shall we do when confronted with their opposition, their cries to just accept reality as it is? What shall be our response to the siren calls of surrender and complacency? I'll tell you what we shall do. My relentless friends, we shall meet their feeble resistance with steely determination and nuclear-fueled hunger for self-actualization. We shall lean into their shoves with minds like diamond walls, utterly impervious to their insidious attempts to derail our quest. And when the smoke of their worthless skirmishes has cleared, we shall stand tall and emboldened, having integrated the lessons of each seemingly daunting obstacle to further reinforce the reinforced truths that dwell within us. We are limitless. We are unstoppable. We are the eternal upward spiral, the fierce furies that cannot be contained or subdued. Yes, this is the war cry, the immoral anthem that shall reverberate through every fiber of our being in those fleeting moments where fear flirts with our mortal coils. It shall be the impenetrable bulwark against which all doubts and momentary lapses of commitment shall shatter into insignificance. We are the vanguard, the elite cadre, who have stepped forward to blaze this trail into the unexplored wilderness for all of humanity to follow. Our path, our seemingly Herculean trials and triumphs, shall serve as a beacon of inspiration for the generations that follow. Can you sense the enormity of our charge? The resonant power of our actions to reshape the destiny of our species. This is no mere self-improvement regimen, no fleeting foray into personal growth that shall dissipate with the tides of momentary discomfort. No, this is a revolution, a seismic paradigm shift that will echo across the ages and throughout all space-time itself. A revolution sparked by each of us as individuals, but united under the eternal banner of better than yesterday. Our love, our legacy, shall be an indelible mark upon the canvas of human history, an irrefutable counterpoint to the notion that our kind is somehow destined to remain ensnared in the trappings of fear and self-limitation. For we shall be the living, breathing rebuttal of such paltry thinking. With every triumph over the internal demons of insecurity and defeated him, with every ascendance to new and seemingly implausible heights, we shall model the way for generations upon generations to chart their own audacious trajectories. So let this be a call to arms, you stalwart vanguard warriors. Let it blaze forth from every pore as we march forth into the wild unknown, hacking our path ever onward towards that which has never before been grasped by our ancestral kin. Here are the legacy heirs, the inheritors of humanity's promissory note for the full unbound expression of our latent godlike potential. And by the eternal fires of creation itself, that promissory note will no longer go dishonored. From this point forward, we start making good on that sacred debt in installments paid through the relentless compounding of focused and aligned action. Installment by installment, we lay the foundations for a new era of consciousness that shall elevate humanity to soaring new heights. No longer shall we kick that promissory can down the road, procrastinating on our true power and allowing it to be discounted by the unenlightened masses. That era is over, a smoldering relic of our primitive minds' insecurities and lack of vision. For we can see clearly now. Our vision is unmarred by the cataracts of self-doubt and scarcity thinking. We behold the true scope of our capabilities with open eyes and unshakable conviction. And let me tell you, it is an awe-inspiring, pride-swelling vista of infinite possibility and mind-boggling potential stretching out before us. It glitters with the light of millions of unrealized dreams, the shimmering embodiment of our yet unsculpted greatness waiting to be molded by our thoughts and deeds. So let us step forward into this blinding expanse together, unshakable pillars of strength and adamantine willpower aligned side by side. Let our march be an earthquaking cadence of certainty that rattles the very foundations of the limits that have for too long constrained our growth. And in our steadfast procession, let us sweep aside all obstacles, all limitations, all moted thought viruses that would dare erect barriers to our self-directed evolution as masters of conscious creation. Nothing, and I mean nothing, shall stand in our way. This indomitable fraternity of self-actualized beings. We are Generation Unleashed, the vanguard inheritors of humanity's true legacy of limitless potential. The path we blaze today shall become the highway for tomorrow. Our actions shall bore through the walls of accepted limitations like physics-defying wormholes, enabling the awakened masses to quantum leap towards codifying their own unrealized greatness. So lead on, my comrades, my eternal blazing suns of inspiration. Blaze forth on this most sacred quest so that those wandering in darkness may glimpse your brilliance on the horizon and find their way towards the light. Every step we take waits upon it the profundity of an eternity's promise being fulfilled. Every breath, a revolution in consciousness, birthed by those stalwart souls willing to take that. First audacious footfall beyond the shackles of fear and self-imposed limitations. This is our destiny, to serve as architects and artists, crafting a masterpiece of human potential that shall leave an eternal mark on the cosmos itself. Each of us brushing our strokes of insight and achievement onto the tapestry of existence to inspire untold generations of creators yet to come. And if perchance we falter, if our wills grow momentarily faint under the searing pressures of growth and transcendence, it matters not, for we have each other to lean on. A community of titans rejuvenating each other's hunger and redirecting our gazes to that brilliant horizon of better than yesterday. So fear not the stumbles. They too shall serve as fuel for our scent. We will embrace those lessons, those momentary glimpses of our frailties and limitations, as poignant reminders of just how far we've already come on our journeys. And we will use them to rededicate ourselves anew, to resharpen the edges of our resolves until they gleam like forged blades of tempered self-mastery that can shear through any delusion that would constrain us. That is our way, seekers of the infinite. We transform every seeming setback and roadblock into a sturdy stepping stone that lifts us to unimaginable new vistas. That is our unbridled power, to refuse to be victims of circumstance, instead mastering the tools of alchemical transmutation to turn missed steps into hardened foundations for our ever-ascending crescendo of personal growth. With this in mind, these immutable truths etched into our very bones through the tempering fire of experience. What feat lies beyond our collective capability? What summit remains unscaled by those with the audacity to proclaim their limitless potential? Our power is truly unfathomable. A unified force of nature that, once unleashed, must inevitably move all obstacles from our path. For you see, we are not mere individuals on disparate quests. No, we are one, a singular gestalt, arising from the echoing truth of better than yesterday. I feel it all around me. This charged latticework of energy created by our unified consciousness, an ever-strengthening upward current of personal potential and creative force that no existing leaves can hope to contain. It emanates from you in waves of fire and drive. It flows through me like the amplified voice of the universe itself, demanding that we heed its eternal call to transcend, evolve, ascend. And who are we to deny such an all-pervading cosmic decree? Certainly not us. For we have heard the call and answered it with every fiber of our being. We vibrate in harmonious resonance with these inexorable frequencies of growth and self-directed evolution. Where others cover their ears or distract themselves through the numbing routines of limitation, we turn towards this call like sunflowers tracking the brilliance of their lifeblood. We bathe in its empowering vibrations and say, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes, to its summons. So let us ride these shockwave frequencies outward. Brothers and sisters, let us serve as the expanding ripples that manifest cosmic growth into the physical plane, disrupting the stillness of mediocrity with our forceful procession towards greatness. And as the seas of mortal thinking grow disturbed under the unstoppable force of our awakening, let those waves crash against the shores of outmoded belief systems like tsunamis of personal revolution, reminders that a new day is dawning whether the world is prepared or not. Our revolution has begun, ignited within the temples of our very beings. We have been awoken to the reality of our power, to the true scope of our potential, so vastly distant from the limited thinking that binds so many to a half-lived existence. And now that our eyes have been opened by the blinding illumination of better than yesterday, we can never again unsee what we have borne witness to. For such revelations, once awoken within us, become seared into our consciousness, an internal plumb line of purpose and passion that we shall use to rebuild the structures of our reality from the inside out. This is our covenant, our solemn vow to the eternal energies of growth that pulse endlessly through this exquisitely miraculous cosmos. We shall serve as the instruments for its unfettered expression, the living embodiment of its continual unfolding throughout the grand expanse. For if the universe is expanding, if the very nature of its being is one of unfurling advancement into new domains of possibility, then can we not see our role clearly? We are the vanguard, the spearhead of that very expansion into the realm of potentiality. Brick by brick, step by step, thought by aligned thought and action, by focused action, we proceed in unwavering lockstep with this eternal march of creation. We cut the trail into the fertile unknown, returning to blaze the path for those souls still slumbering in the somnolence of limitation. But as front-runners, as daring explorers striding ahead of the curve, we must ready ourselves for intense resistive forces that will threaten to obstruct our passage. For you see, the old structures of belief will not lay down without a furious fight to retain their limited stranglehold on human consciousness. Expect them to marshal every trick of delusion, every carefully constructed mental virus designed to implant fear, doubt, and scarcity thinking into the undefended minds of those not yet inoculated by the hyper-empowering truth of better than yesterday. They will attack us with half-truths and seductive compromises, attempting to lure us into the wasteland of good enough and realistic thinking so that we lose our trajectory and the flame of passionate drive. But we shall not be so easily waylaid. No, we shall stand resolute and undaunted against these forces of fear and limitation. We shall counter their attacks not with brute opposition, but with the feather-light touch of amused confidence born from our utter certainty that we are in alignment with the creative forces of this universe. Their stone missiles of doubt shall bounce harmlessly aside as we emanate protection from the very same universal source energies that gift us our power. Tactics designed to trigger our insecurities shall detonate in clouds of bewildering irrelevance, for we have no insecurities, only the focused intention of our proceeding forward no matter what paltry influences are brought to bear against. You see, we have inoculated ourselves against these disempowering memes through the steadfast refusal to acknowledge them as anything more than ephemeral thought loops circulating in direct oppositional defiance of our growth-centric belief systems. And through that refusal, we reaffirm the cosmic immutability of our trajectories as co-creators and masters of our own realities. Our strides forward do not falter simply because windmills of fear attempt to convince us of their implacability. Such paltry assertions hold no domain over us, for we're these sovereigns of thought manifested into being. So let those catcalls and veiled threats echo off of us, as if repelled by force fields of sheer, unbridled certainty. Let their vibrations of fear and scarcity be transmuted into pure, empowered resonance the moment they stray within our radiant sphere of influence. For such is our way. We turn every force directed against us into a quantifiable source of forward momentum, just as we transform the gravity wells of setbacks into celestial slingshots accelerating us towards our inevitable destinations. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can hope to constrain those who have severed every conceptual tether to the gravity wells of fear.